So day 4, numerical ability, algebra will continue. So in last class, we have left at a point. After that, you understand. Suppose if A, B, C, they are positive numbers and they are not equal to each other. A is not equal to B and B is not equal to C. Then if in one bracket you have A plus B plus C and in another bracket you have AB plus BC plus CA, then this will be greater than 9ABC always. So why I am giving you direct result? Because this question is very popular in case of numerical aptitude. Now one more question is very popular. What if we will make this kind of format? A plus B, B plus C, C plus A. So in this format also, this answer is more than 8 ABC. Maybe in upcoming GATE exam, they may ask you the ratio of both. So be ready. So these two equations you take down. Now suppose I have, okay, take down this two. Now suppose you have any number which is A, this is 9 here, this is 9. Suppose you have A and we are considering that A is less than B. And now suppose if I will add any number X, which is a positive number in A also, and if I'll add the same positive number X in B also, like A plus X divided by B plus X, then this total ratio, you guys think, will be more than A by B or less than A by B? Tick on the screen which option you think is correct. Not able to understand the question? I told you whenever you are unable to understand the question, you convert them into numericals. I mean, consider numbers and then solve the numerical. So suppose in GATE exam, if this question is coming and you are not able to think, in GATE exam, if this question is coming and you are not able to think this question, in that case, you should always use your calculator. Use the help of calculator. Now just consider your A is 3 and your B is 40. Okay, or don't go for 40, consider some nearest value 8. Because you have to use your GATE calculator to reply this answer. Very simple. And suppose your X is 2. Okay, so first you go for A by B value, that is nothing but 3 by 8 value. So 3 by 8 value you can find out from calculator and save here. And then you go for A plus 2 plus B plus 2 and find out this answer. That is nothing but 5 by 10. So this 5 by 10 is nothing but exactly 1 by 2, which is 0.5. Do you think this is 0.5? No, right? So your first option is correct. So when this kind of question is coming in GATE exam, you just use the help of numericals. Take the help of numbers and then use GATE calculator. Divide and check. So these kind of aptitude, see here some students are taking this one, okay? So mistakes, we have to avoid mistakes. Use examples. I'll change the page. Suppose, now next one. Very similar and opposite. Same thing. X is any positive number and now we are considering A is greater than B. In that case, if I will find out A plus X by B plus X by B plus X. So now again, this will be less than A by B or this will be more than A by B. So again, if you want to reply this answer, immediately consider, suppose A is equal to 3 and B is equal to 8 and X is equal to 2. So first you find out 3 by 8 value and then you find out 5 by 10 value. Oh, but I have considered here A is greater than B, na? So consider this as 8 and this as 3. So 10 by 3, 10 by 5 and 8 by 3. So in that case, this will give you exact 2, but this will be giving you more than 2. So it means which value is more now? This value is more now. So this option is correct. Any doubt here, guys? In these two? It's clear. Simply just consider the values and check which option is correct. Use your gate calculator. Okay, now I am giving you one question and use same kind of concept and then reply the question. Next trick. Suppose x is any positive number. X is any positive number. And your a is greater than b and both are greater than x. And I want to find out a minus x value divided by b minus x value, and then I want to check the final answer which is coming, that will be exactly equal to a by b, or that will be more than a by b, or that will be less than a by b. Use my trick, the gate calculator. I mean, use some numbers, consider numbers and solve this numerical. Tick the option. Tick on the screen fast. Anyone? Okay, two answers, three answers. Three answers I have got. Okay, you just consider any value. Suppose this is your 10, this is your 5, this is your 2. Okay, so you find out 10 minus 2, that is 7, divide by 5 minus 2, that is 3. Okay, then you find out a by b. Your a by b is exactly 2. So 7 by 3. This is more than 2 or less than 2? This is more than 2. So this option is correct. How you guys are getting this answer? And if I will change the order, if I will say that b is more than a and which is more than x, if I will apply this condition, then this answer will be correct. Okay. Now I'll change the page. Suppose this is the important trick. A by b plus c by d, like this, the way I am writing, plus e plus f plus dot dot plus dot dot. Now whatever fraction you are seeing here, this fraction I am getting with the help of these fractions, a by b, comma c by d, comma e by f, comma dot dot. So this fraction what you are seeing here, this fraction is less than the greatest and greater than the least fractions of this. So take down heading, take down the statement. This is less than the greatest fraction and greater than least fraction. Now you can go for any example. Suppose I am giving you 2 by 3 and suppose 4 by 5 and suppose 6 by 7, and I want to check that 2 plus 4 plus 6 whole divided by 3 plus 5 plus 7. This total answer will be where this answer will lie. So for that only we have given the statement, this total answer will be less than the greatest fraction. Now you choose out of this which one is your greatest fraction. So for that you can use your calculator and find out 2 by 3 answer is more, or 4 by 5 answer is more, or 6 by 7 answer is more. by using calculator you can easily find out which fraction is more. So this total answer will be less than that fraction. At the same time, choose out of these three which one is your less fraction. So this answer will be more than that. Okay, I hope it's clear now. Okay, I'll change the page now. Suppose another trick. Suppose we are comparing some numbers. Suppose I am saying that any number A is more than X and any number B is more than Y, any number C is more than Z, and we can consider similarly. Then if I am adding this A and this B and this C together, like A plus B plus C, or whatever numbers are present in future, so this addition will be further more than if I will add these people. It is very common sense, X plus Y plus Z plus dot dot. At the same time, if you multiply also, this answer will be more. It means A into B into C dot dot. If you multiplication of X into Y into Z, this thing. Because every individual is more. X is also more than A is also more than X, B is also more than Y. That's why this is also and this is also, both are satisfied. And suppose you have A square plus B square plus C square. So this value will always be equal to BC plus CA plus AB. I mean more than that. And it can also be equal to them. So there is only 4 important points remaining. You see, take down here. Suppose you are finding out this value. Factorial of n, if you will square, then that will be more than n power n for n greater than 2. Actually, see, these are the standard cases they have asked in GATE exam or similar exams. So possibility is they may ask. Now one more trick. Because see, actually when we attend these kind of situations once in life, it will be in our memory, because just after 2 months we have GATE exam. So right now we are doing, so it will be in our memory, so it is helpful. I'll change the page. See now, take down this. For any positive number, this number is actually integer n. When we find out 1 plus 1 by n and whole power n, then it will be more than 2 and less is equal to 3. More is equal to 2, less is equal to 3. See, if I'll ask 1 plus 1 by 6 power 6, use your GATE calculator or any calculator and you will find out that this value will always be either this or in between. So these kind of beautiful tricks are very helpful. Only one condition is there, this n and this n should be same number. Sometimes they will ask this, a square b plus b square c plus c square a. This will always be more than 3abc. Sometimes a by b plus b by c plus c by d plus d by a, they will also be more than 4. And what if a power 4 plus b power 4 plus c power 4 plus d power 4, this will always be either greater or is equal to 4abcd. Now in quadratic equation we have more questions, and after that numbers and algebra will get over. Then you can practice these questions in your GATE exam. Now suppose I am giving you one question here. Question is, Let's try this question. Your x value is less is equal to 6 but greater is equal to minus 2. Your y is greater is equal to less is equal to 4 and greater is equal to minus 4. Now I want to know the limits for y by x. So which option is correct? Your y by x is more is equal to 2, y by x is less is equal to 2 by 3. This is your option 1. Then your option 2 is y by x is more is equal to minus 2 by 3 and y by x is less is equal to 2. Then option 3, y by x is more is equal to minus 2 by 3 and y by x is less is equal to 1 by 4. And fourth option is y by x is greater is equal to minus 4 and y by x is less is equal to 4. So this is one option. Which option is correct? Because they have asked already this kind of question based on limits. See, in case of y by x, okay, first you guys try, then I will tell you how can you do this. Tick on the screen which option is correct. Okay, other students, see how will you think on this question? Very easy. What is the minimum value for x? That is minus 2. This is the minimum value of x. What is the maximum value of y? That is 4. So your 4 is maximum value of y. Okay. So in case of y by x ratio, if you want to achieve maximum value, then your y should be maximum but x should be minimum. So maximum value of y is 4 and minimum value of x is minus 2. So 4 by minus 2, which is nothing but minus 2, will be the maximum value. Right? Clear? Okay. Now what is the maximum value of x? So 6 is the maximum value of x. 6 is maximum for x. What is the minimum value for y? Minus 4. Minus 4 is minimum value of y. So if you want to find out y by x ratio minimum, y by x ratio minimum, so y by x ratio, if you want a minimum value, so in that case y should be minimum value and x should be maximum value. So y should be minus 4 and x should be this 6. So this will give you minimum value is minus 4, 6, so minus 2 by 3. So I got two answers here. My one answer is minus 2 here and my one answer is minus 2 by 3 here. It means my y by x will have the minimum value as minus 2 by 3 and maximum value as 2, matlab minus 2. So minimum value means, that's all. One more thing I forgot to explain. Let them join. Okay. So the answer what we have got there, that answer is giving you the fourth option, in which y by x is coming more is equal to -4 and y by x is coming less is equal to 4. Try one question. 2 power n plus 1 whole power n divided by n power n. What will be the maximum and minimum value for this? Suppose if the answer is coming as x, then first option, your x will be greater is equal to 2, less is equal to 3. Second option, your x will be greater is equal to 2 power n plus 1 and less is equal to 3 into 2 power n. Or third option, your x will be greater is equal to 2 power n or less is equal to 3 into 2 power n. And your D option is none. What do you think, which option will be correct? See, you should recall that trick. The trick was 1 plus 1 by n whole power n is always greater equal to 2 and less is equal to 3. Now, in this entire equation, which is nothing but this part, this is nothing but this part, correct? There's no difference in both. If you multiply, right, correct, this option is correct, option B is correct. Okay, you can see here only this 2 power n is extra, so you multiply 2 power n here, 2 power n here and 2 power n here. So this will become your question, and this side will be getting 2 power n plus 1 and here will be getting 3 into 2 power n. All the students are not able to reply. Now one small portion is remaining in quadratic equation that will cover, and then we'll solve numericals in this chapter. Very small portion is remaining. Take down quadratic equation. Already you know this is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Now in this, if b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, then ax square plus bx plus c can be written as a bracket x minus alpha bracket x minus beta. Now write here beta. Now alpha and beta we are considering as roots, and we are also considering alpha is the smaller root. So here you have some types of changes. See guys, if equation is given, you can convert that equation somehow to achieve these roots, and for that we have Sridharacharya equation. X is equal to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Name of this equation is Sridharacharya equation. Now if you will be using plus sign, you will be getting one root. If you will be getting minus sign, you will be getting another root. So one will be alpha and one will be beta. Okay. Now this simple question, of course, they are not going to ask based on this. And one more thing, just opposite. If the roots are already given, like if alpha and beta, these two roots are already given, then how will you judge the equation? For that, x square minus sx plus p is equal to 0 is the trick, where s is the sum of both the roots, means alpha plus beta, and p is product of both the roots. Product of both the roots means alpha into beta. And suppose we know that our both the roots are okay, suppose I'm giving you one condition. If suppose the x value is less than alpha and another x value is more than beta, then x minus alpha and x minus beta, you guys tell me, this will be more than 0 or this will be less than 0? Tick on the screen. I should use the word or here, or. If your x value is less than alpha and your x value is greater than beta, in both the cases, your x minus alpha and x minus beta should be less than 0 or more than 0. Okay, see, this will be more than 0. Why? Because we are actually, I think you have missed it. We have already considered alpha is less than beta. I think you have missed it. So if alpha is less than beta and you are considering your x is less than alpha, then automatically your x is less than beta also. So this bracket will also be negative, this bracket will also be negative. So this answer will come positive. Okay, done. So now we can go for numericals. Few numericals I will take, remaining you guys try. Okay, I'm giving you one numerical. Take down. If x is equal to b plus c, y is equal to c minus a, z is equal to a minus b, then we have to find out the value of x square plus y square plus z square minus 2xy minus 2xz plus 2yz. And options are a plus b plus c, 4b square, a b c. D option is a square plus b square. How will you reply this? See, there are two ways. One, you go substitute all the values, square and cancel, and then you get the answer. But if you will approach that procedure, that here you substitute the value of b plus c, here substitute c minus a, here substitute a minus b, and then again substitute here, and then you expand all the answers, then multiply and then cancel out few terms. If you do in that way, then it is not advisable. Why? Because it will consume your time and huge. Because see, definitely this question, if they are asking in GATE exam, then they are not trying to get the answer. They are trying to be smart. I mean, how smart you can be? So see guys, this is nothing but, it is nothing but x minus y minus z whole square, right? This is x minus y minus z whole square. And if we know this x minus y minus z whole square, then here if you substitute the values, then few values will get cancelled and few values we can add up. So x value minus y value minus z value. So this will be nothing but b plus c minus c plus a minus a plus b. whole square. Now you can clearly see here, C and C will get cancelled, A and A will get cancelled, and B will be 2B whole square, so 4B square. So actually, see, aptitude questions, especially numerical aptitude question, we cannot be sure that your brain will work or not. It depends how practiced you are. If you will practice a lot, then definitely you will be able to solve the numerical. Definitely. So now in next class, we will start percentage. This was like the first chapter was very boring because numbers and algebra. Now in next class, we'll start percentage and then time and work. So those things will be very, very interesting. So now you go to the drive, and in the drive, numbers and algebra chapter, you finish all the numericals if you have time remaining. Then in next class, we'll start percentage. Now we'll start verbal ability. And okay, we'll start verbal ability now.